You are driving down the highway in your dream car. The needle is sitting perfectly in the middle. The inline six is singing and life is good. Until suddenly, you smell that sweet, syrupy scent of coolant and see steam pouring out from under the hood like a geyser. If you own a BMW E36 or are planning to buy one, this scenario is not a matter of if, but when, unless you take immediate action right now. The cooling system on the E36 platform is notorious for being the Achilles heel of an otherwise brilliant machine, mostly because the engineers in Munich decided to use a lot of plastic in an environment that undergoes constant heat cycling. So let us get your hands dirty and bulletproof this engine before it turns into a glorified paperweight. We are not just talking about swapping a hose or two, we are talking about a complete overhaul that will give you peace of mind for the next 100,000 miles. The first enemy on your hit list is the water pump. From the factory, many of these came with a plastic impeller that becomes brittle over time and can shatter, sending plastic shrapnel into your engine block, or the impeller simply spins loose on the shaft so the pulley turns but no water moves. You need to replace this immediately with a unit that has a metal or a high-quality composite impeller. While you're in there, do not even think about reusing the thermostat housing. It is made of black plastic, it warps, it cracks, and it will leak. Upgrade to an aluminum thermostat housing to eliminate that weak point forever. Now look at your radiator. See where the plastic tank is crimped onto the aluminum core? That is a ticking time bomb. The plastic neck where the upper radiator hose connects is famous for snapping right off, leaving you stranded instantly. If your budget allows, an all-aluminum radiator is the gold standard here, offering better cooling capacity and zero plastic to crack. If you're sticking to an OEM-style radiator, just make sure it's a reputable brand and not a cheap knockoff. We also need to talk about the expansion tank, which sits right next to the radiator shroud. These get yellow and brittle with age and can literally explode under pressure. Replace it, and do not forget a fresh cap, because a failed cap that doesn't vent pressure correctly can blow your hoses or your radiator. Speaking of hoses, squeeze them. If they feel crunchy or overly soft, get a complete silicone or high-quality rubber hose kit. Do not forget the spider hose mess under the intake manifold if you're feeling brave, though that's a job for another day. Another silent killer is the fan clutch. If your mechanical fan spins freely like a pinwheel when the engine is hot, it is toast. You can do the newspaper test, carefully trying to stop the fan with a rolled up newspaper while the engine is warm, but honestly, if you're doing an overhaul, just replace the clutch, or consider doing a fan delete mod if you install a lower temperature thermostat and a better electric aux fan switch. Finally, and this is the part that makes grown mechanics cry, bleeding the system. The E36 cooling system is notoriously difficult to bleed because the expansion tank is not the highest point. You need to jack up the front of the car as high as you can, turn the heat to full blast to open the heater core valves, and be patient with that bleed screw. Keep pouring coolant in until you see a steady stream of liquid with no bubbles coming out of that bleed hole. If you skip this, you will have an air pocket and you will overheat 5 minutes after leaving your garage. This overhaul might cost you a weekend and some cash for parts, but it's cheaper than a warped cylinder head or a blown head gasket. Treat your cooling system with respect, and that inline six will run smooth as silk for years to come.